Hi guys, Durrantula90 here again, and welcome back to the channel. It's been far too long. It's been nearly a month since I last uploaded. I last uploaded on June 27th. It is now, upon filming this video, the 20th of July. It's been too long. So, and on the 6th of July it was my birthday, me and my twin brother's birthday. So I picked up a lot of stuff, basically my accumulation of all my July pickups, which one I'm going to show you guys today. There's a lot of them, so without further ado, let's get on with it, guys. We're going to get through them as quickly as we can. It's a scorcher of a day again, so I'll go through them as quickly as possible. So, first thing I picked up was an accessory. I don't usually pick up accessories, but if I want them and they actually come in handy, I'm going to buy them. So, the first thing I bought is a Wii Motion Plus adapter. Now, it wasn't until a few days prior to my birthday that I actually realised that these things actually existed. It's something that I never knew about until I saw it on a video, and I was like, oh, this could actually come in handy. It could be really useful. And for £5, it's like, you might as well pick one up. I haven't tested it yet, but I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, hopefully, when I get to play my motion games like Red Steel and stuff, hopefully it comes in as an improvement. Next, we have some DVDs. I always like to start with the DVDs, then the games, just to kind of clear them out first. And so I picked up Halloween, the 2018 Halloween. With the release of the new one, if you haven't seen the trailer, you've got to see it. It looks really cool. So, like, I got rid of this like the first time I bought this, and you know, I watched it and I thought, oh, well, you know, I'll just get rid of it, etc., etc. And then I realised that it actually comes out. Yeah, there's going to be two other movies. So I said to myself, yeah, I'm going to pick up again after seeing the first one. You know, it's a shame that it's not linked to the others, because obviously this film completely like removes every other movie before it except the first one. Now, some people would argue that the second one was being the direct sequel, like literally happening in the same night as the original first one, that it should be on there. But I suppose it's because technically at the end of that one, Michael dies. So then leading up to like the fourth one, where it's been like 10 years, and you know, he's alive, but he's burnt, and Loomis is burnt and stuff like that. But it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I'm gonna watch this not long before the second one comes out, so I can just familiarise myself with it. Next, we've got a trilogy of movies that have been really hard to get hold of. The first one particularly. That set is the Bill and Ted movies. This was a bugger to get hold of after a while. It's actually so crazy that this was really hard, because every time I tried to look it up on Keck's website, it was always out of stock, and on eBay the prices were just crazy. I'm not going to pick it up for stupid crazily price as much as I enjoy the movie. Bogus Journey, I haven't actually seen this in a while. Like, I've seen Excellent Adventure multiple times. I've seen this, I think, only once. And Face the Music, I have never seen. I didn't see it, obviously, in the cinema. And now it's out, I really just want to get on and watch it. So I'm going to watch them through, probably back to back. And yeah, hopefully it's really cool. Going to really enjoy watching them again. It's going to be really cool, seeing kind of the evolution when you think Keanu Reeves, you know, on this, and then you think, you know, 50s Keanu Reeves. So it's going to be quite interesting, but really happy I picked those up. The last couple of DVDs now, box sets. So upon picking up my twin brother's present in HMV, I never actually realised that there was a certain DVD I actually wanted that I didn't realise actually was out already, and that is Black Lightning Season 3. Now, if you're a big DC show fan, oh, bit of a glare. If you're into the DC fan, if you're a fan of the DC stuff, you know, this is the kind of stuff you're going to pick this up. It's again, according to my brother, it's linked to all the other ones, so I'm glad I didn't start watching them before having this. So now I've got this, I've completed the DC stuff now. I know I said that in a previous video, but I've definitely done it now, and I'm really excited to watch them. I just need to kind of gauge the order of how you watch them due to the crossover. So I just need to get that and work that out. But yeah, so really looking forward to watching it indeed. Really enjoy it. The last one is Castle Season 1. So Nathan Fillion is a novelist and he helps solve crimes, so it's quite a police procedural. It wasn't until I bought this and I showed my brother that I bought it that he said, you can get you can watch seasons 1 to 8 on Disney Plus.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Which was a bit of a loss for me in a way, but at the same time, you know, it's only a couple of £1 plus. You know, if I'm going to really want to keep watching it, then I'm going to buy it physical because that's just how I am. I prefer physical over digital anyway. But I just have an infinite backlog of not only physical media but digital media as well. Still haven't watched WandaVision or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Obviously Loki's out now. I haven't watched The Mandalorian. I haven't watched Bad Batch. You know, and all this stuff is going to keep coming out, and I just haven't watched them. And I've got such a backlog of that and games, so it's like now I'm off for the summer now. Since I work in education, so I'm off for the summer. So I'm just going to really catch up on all of that as much as I can. Right, on with the games. Now, there's quite a lot of games that I actually picked up. A few different, across a few different systems. One in particular I did buy a lot for, but we'll get to that. So the first game I picked up, these are in no particular order actually. So the first game I'm going to show is the Nomad Soul for the GameCube Dreamcast. Now this game was on my Dreamcast list to start with, and then I spent ages and ages saying to myself, is this a game I really want to get? Because the reviews were kind of like, you know, if you're a Shenmue fan, and I'm actually not a real big Shenmue fan. Like, I played the second one for a little bit on the original Xbox, and I really wasn't into it. But there's so many different elements into this that you can do. Obviously there's, you know, the exploration element, there's first person shooting elements, there's fighting game elements, there's a lot of different things that go into this game. And so I kept rewatching the gameplay and saying to myself, you know, do I really want this game? And because it was £22, so it's like, so even though it's not really as expensive as some retro games out there, it's like, it's quite a high price to take a gamble on. So I'm going to go for it. It does look good. I rewatched the gameplay in depth, and I definitely like the look of it. So definitely going to be excited to dig into that one. Next, we've got some PSP games. I actually didn't realise how much I'm actually really enjoying collecting for the PSP. I still need to get a PSP. That's kind of my next console that I'm going to be getting. But I really am starting to enjoy it, because I think it's because I never really played it. Like, I have played around on one, but I never really truly experienced any games or anything like that on it. So it's going to be so great to actually finally play these games. So first game is Star Wars Battlefront Renegade Squadron. Now this is the first in 2 games. Elite Squadron is the second one. And again, it's, you know, it's another great Star Wars game. Something I've heard a lot about. You know, the space battles. There's a new story. Han Solo's Renegade Squadron. Definitely looks really cool. So I'm definitely gonna be happy with that. Just need to get a PSP though, so we'll get that eventually. Next game is Daxter. So when I picked this up, I was thinking, have I actually bought this? Or if I not, I don't actually know, but thankfully I hadn't. It was only like £2.50 anyway, so if I had bought it, it wasn't a major loss. But yeah, it's definitely something. Again, I love the Jak and Daxter series, so why not pick this up? It's going to be the same thing with Secret Agent Clank, with the Ratchet and Clank series, so yeah, very happy to have it and own it now. Next, a couple of original Xbox games, and the first one is probably one of my absolute favourite games. Now I know what you're thinking, I know what happened last time, but this is the truth this time, and that is The Godfather. I love this game so much. When I first ever played this game, I didn't really get into it as much. Like the controls, like with the melee attacks and stuff, was a bit daunting at first. But like playing it the second time round, it was so fluid and it became so addictive, because it was so like doing all like the side bits where you're taking control of areas and you know, collecting money from shop owners and stuff like that. It's so addictive. You just go, I literally, every time I was in an area, I was going to shop to shop to shop, running them down. You know, obviously you have to take into account that, you know, you might have to fight some of the of that particular gang territory, the gang members in that territory while you're doing it. So, but it's such a great game. If you haven't played it, I definitely recommend it. There was nothing wrong with my original copy that I had of this, but obviously mine didn't have this, the manual. So, as a manual guy, I had to pick it up. And then the last one is last Xbox original, that is, Gauntlet 7 Sorrows. Now again, this is a game that I have seen before, but I've never picked it up. Like, I looked at again, I saw it and thought to myself, right, I'm going to redo everything. Like, look at the gameplay, look at the reviews. You know, what do I think of it? Will I play it? Will I enjoy it? And the answer to that obviously is yes, because it's in my hand. So I'm really looking forward to playing this. It's something that, again, it looks different. You know, it's not the kind of your average kind of same game kind of thing. But yeah, it looks exciting. So we'll see how it goes. Next, we've got some Xbox 360. I say some, there's only one. And that is Alan Wake. Now, with this game, I did originally have it on my list as only getting the collector's edition. Being as it's only £15, it's like it was kind of easy to kind of get it. But there was, again, it was no close CX stores that had it for a long time. And there was just no point in me trying to Kex roulette it by ordering online. So when I was out an Aldershot, I saw it. It was £3, so it was a bit like, do I really want to get it? And it's like the manual was inside, and it was like, well, again, it's a game on my list, and you know, it's going as part of my birthday pickups, etc. So I'm just going to get it. And you know, I've heard a lot about this game for a long time now. It sounds really good. It sounds very epic. The graphics look amazing. So yeah, definitely an interesting psychological thriller that I'm looking forward to. The next game is a PS3 game, and that PS3 game is definitely one that I can honestly say is like a game that I had before on 360, but it's a game that I gave up on again really easily because I didn't understand it and I wasn't ready to put in the time to understand it, if that makes sense. And that is The Godfather Part 2. Now I know what you're thinking, but as you remember me saying, I've already played The Godfather, so it's going in my collection. So this is something I'm actually going to play. Now it's different. You know, the map is like a 3D map at this point. So obviously you're creating crime rings and you're taking over the city. You know, you're recruiting, etc., like you did with the other ones. I can't remember if you recruited on the original one. I don't think you did. But again, it's just like I gave up on it too soon. And again, the reviews are okay. The gameplay looks good, and again, like, I gave up on it too soon. I didn't give it enough of a chance, so it deserves a second chance. So that's exactly what I'm going to do with it. And lastly, we have got some Xbox One games. Now, I went pretty deep when it came to Xbox One games. I think I bought, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 7 Xbox One games. And it's safe to say that, you know, I just went mad with them because there were so many that, you know, I gave my brother ideas of what to get me, and I kind of bought the majority of the ones that he didn't buy as my present. So, like, the one he got me, I obviously have, and then the ones he didn't buy me, I bought myself. So I'll start with some of the others. So we've got the Strange Brigade, 1930s Egypt. Yeah, there's like It says, blast your way through a thrilling campaign set in 1930s Egypt, full of terrifying traps and malevolent monsters and puzzling predicaments. What lovely alliteration. Round of applause, round of applause, round of applause. But yeah, I mean, the gameplay looks really interesting. The graphics is really cool. It is 1 to 4 player, so, you know, if you want to play it with friends, you know, it's good in that respect. But yeah, again, another little interesting game out there. Again, something a bit different, so, and we like different, so we'll enjoy it. The next game is Kingdom Come Deliverance. Now with this game, like, I feel that it's very much like, if you're into the Elder Scrolls stuff, like this first-person, like, action adventure kind of stuff, that's kind of what it is in an essence. And yeah, it's definitely a very interesting game. Again, it was like, originally looking at the first time I ever looked at gameplay, I was a bit about it, and then I was thinking to myself, well, if I'm going to play the Elder Scrolls games, I'm going to be playing this as well, because it looks great. You know, it looks exactly like them. Obviously, you know, it's Xbox One, so it's much different. But yeah, it's just something that I really do think that it's going to be great. Something I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, just overall, it's definitely something that's going to be an interesting play. The next game we have is Greedfall. Now, my brother picked this game up a few weeks prior to our birthday, and he got rid of it because he said it was very much like the gameplay was it looked kind of 360-ish, which I suppose for him is probably not what he's looking for, but being a retro gamer, I don't mind. Now, I know, you know, I'm not saying Xbox 360 is retro, because it's not, but you know, it's definitely something that, you know, I'm very open-minded when it comes to that, which will kind of make clear in another game that I picked up. But yeah, again, it's another one of those games that is different. It's, and you know, the gameplay looks entertaining. It looks great. The combat looks great. So yeah, we'll see indeed what will happen. Next game I got was The Outer Worlds. Now, again, another game that my brother played and got rid of because he said, you know, it wasn't really his thing. My brother's got a very interesting taste in games. Like, he's quite, I don't know what the word is. I suppose it's more, he has a high standard when it comes to games, especially on, you know, this generation, etc. But yeah, again, I've rewatched the gameplay, as I do with any games. I'm thinking to myself, you know, are they going to be good? Will I enjoy them? So I looked it up, looked at the gameplay, and then, again, it's just like the exploration and everything else. It's just something different. You know, it's not something you play all the time and stuff like that. So definitely will want to play it and enjoy it. And again, yeah, it's just like I love all kind of like the space exploration games and stuff like that. So definitely going to sit well in my collection. Next, we have the game that my brother bought for me for my birthday, and that is Hellblade Sacrifice. Now, if you spotted what I spotted when my brother first showed me the picture of it, I was a bit dubious about it because I thought it was a different copy. So obviously I'm talking about the rating here, because obviously that is a Australian and New Zealand age rating. Only because, like, my copies of Hell's Kitchen are all Region 4, and they've got this as well. Obviously in a bit of an older fashion, but they're still there. So, you know, that's there, but it does work. I have installed it onto my Xbox. I have obviously got to the point where I'm getting to start to play it, just to make sure it was working, and it is. So, again, the gameplay looks really good. The combat looks amazing. I kind of compare it, the kind of graphics and stuff, to 2018 God of War, and apparently it's a very, very deep journey, like a kind of like into like mental health and stuff like that. So it's definitely going to be a really interesting experience. I'm really glad he bought me this one. So thanks, Tom, very much. next is a game that my friend Jack bought for me with the money he gave me, and nice, charming. So next up is a game that my friend Jack bought me with the money he gave me, and that is Indivisible. Again, another game that I've been trying to get hold of so much. It's a cheap game, but you know, nowhere seems to have it. No CX seems to be close, and online they want like double the price that Kex sell it for. So it's like, I'm just going to wait and be patient. It's an RPG. You know, it's an RPG. It's like 2D as well, which is pretty cool. And you can recruit over 20 playable characters in an epic quest to save humanity. But no, it's really cool. On the back it says the music's composed by Hiroki Kikuta, which is the guy who done Secret of Mana and Kudelka. So if you like those games and you like their soundtracks, you'll like this one as well. Looks very beautiful, it's like cel shaded, I think. So yeah, really happy I own this now, and it'd be really exciting to play it. Last game is something that I saw in a CEX, and as per usual, I've never seen it before, so I take my steps. We go reviews, we go to gameplay, and we actually go my overall thoughts on it. And obviously, since I now own it, it was the choice that I made. So, and that game is Children of Mortar. See it a bit closer. Yeah, it looks like a very interesting game. It's a very retro-esque kind of game. So if you're into kind of isometric, kind of hack and slash magic kind of thing, then this is definitely a game for you. It's a game that really, I just kind of look at it and I say, well, you know, is this something I was going to be interested in? Yes, just by looking at the gameplay, etc. And it's definitely something I recommend. I know I haven't played it yet, so it's a bit of a hard thing to kind of recommend. But at the same time, like I said, if you're into the retro-esque kind of games that are like that, I know like a lot of people like Shovel Knight and stuff like that on PS4 and whatnot. So, like if you're into that kind of retro-esque kind of stuff, but with like a generational twist being on like the Xbox One and that, then I definitely recommend you pick it up. Yeah, definitely something, you know, if you're an open-minded kind of guy like me, you'll definitely enjoy it. So that is it for my birthday pickups. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe down below with notifications turned on for my latest videos. I really appreciate you guys with all your support. The Q&A video should have been out by now, but sadly I lost the footage somehow. I did film it, but the footage went, so that would have been up on my channel as my last video before this one, but it didn't, so I've now got to redo it, which, looking back at it, I probably could have done a better job with it, so I think this is probably could be like my chance to have another chance of it, so that's pretty cool. But let me know what you think about my pickups down below in the comments. You know, have you played any of the games that I've showcased that I've never played before, like Children of Mortar, or like Greedfall and stuff like that? You know, what were your thoughts on it? But yeah, I think that's it for the video, guys. God blimey, it's hot. I'm not gonna lie, I just got out of the shower and I had like my setting on the coldest possible, and it felt so good. But now just sitting here doing this video, I'm now sweating profusely again. It's just like, I just hate this weather. Like I've never liked this weather. And I know, like, you know, I'm using this summer to try and, you know, lose as much weight as I can to kind of get myself on that journey to bettering myself. You know, I know it's going to take a while. You know, some guy I know took like a couple of years or so to get to kind of an optimum weight, so that's kind of how, you know, I'm going to go about it, and just kind of, you know, slow and steady wins the race, right? that's what I intend to do. Just make sure you're staying hydrated out there, guys, whatever you're doing, because this weather is a killer. So, but anyway, that's enough of that. Thank you very much for watching and subscribing. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever it is you're doing. Hot. And as always, guys, take care of yourselves.